evening and welcome to Truth and Justice TV. My name's Jennifer Obaseki and today we have the most amazing guest to celebrate the start of International Women's Month. I know it's a Women's Day, but Women's Month for me. And who is she? I'm going to let her introduce herself, but before we get there, she is an all-encompassing woman. Full definition: mother, business, artist. In short, it's Dr. Pauline Long. So welcome, much awaited, long awaited. See, us mothers juggle. Me running, sprinting like what's his name? Like the boat from the station to here.
Oh, Usain Bolt.
Usain Bolt, but welcome.
Thank you for having me.
And looking so super glam, sexy, everything.
So two sisters. Oh my God! Thank you for having me.
But as I sort of gave your introduction,
yes.
Please, for those people who may not know who you are, please introduce yourself.
Wow, where can I start? But you know how I always like to start, just so people don't confuse it. What do I always say? I say I'm Kenyan. I'm not Nigerian. Come on.
I'll correct that, but go on.
Yes. So I am an entrepreneur first, and then I am a philanthropist, very, very important to me. And then, of course, I'm a leader. And many of you might know me through maybe television, the Pauline Long Show, which was on Sky Channel 182. Or some of you might know me through BAFTA Awards, which is a global award ceremony for people in entertainment, film, fashion, TV, arts, leadership, and of course, business. Some of you, of course, might know me through Pauline Long Entrepreneurship Foundation, which is my charity, which is now in 6 African countries, and of course, also serving people in the UK. And some of you might know me through WOW, Women Appreciating Women, which is a women's organization which is represented in over 150 countries. And some of you might simply know me as that African sister.
Well, let me first of all correct something. Pauline, I don't know if you know, but there is actually legislation that everybody in the world is Nigerian, either by birth.
Can I choose which tribe?
Yes, you're either, so everybody is Nigerian by birth or by association. So please, you're Nigerian by association.
I am actually not even just by association. I remember Tafida, the previous High Commissioner. He used to see me a lot at the High Commission, and of course I do a lot of things with Nigerians, and he just thought I was Nigerian. I think one day he spoke to me in one of the languages, I don't remember which one, and then I said to him, His Excellency, do you realize that I'm Kenyan? He said, I'm lying.
He didn't believe you.
Kenyan,
so nobody should believe her. Anyway, but
I'm partly Nigerian, actually.
Private Nigerian by association. But we joke about it. But in reality, you are a reflection of a modern day woman. Forget the days where they say, as a woman, you can't do motherhood, you can't do business, you can't combine, you can't step up. In your mind, for those women out there that might see it as challenging, that may be suffering from the imposter syndrome, or may have maybe a lot of self-doubt in coming to their own true being, their own true authentic self, what advice would you give them?
Well, actually, first of all, you mentioned imposter syndrome. It is not actually a bad thing, because through imposter syndrome, I mean, walking into a room and thinking and feeling that you're not supposed to be in that room, or doing something, trying to achieve something and feeling that, you're not right for this, is actually a drive. It actually pushes you to actually go further and do it. So I've actually, some of the things that I've achieved are actually through imposter syndrome. For instance, the film studios that I run, which I started from one and now I have more than one, And when I started, I was like, wow, this is not my field. This is not what I studied. How am I going to do this? How will I do it? I don't even know anything about it, where to start. Because I remember, the first client that we had in this film studio, which took us a year to renovate.
Wow.
when this client came to see the place and he was asking questions, and I was just saying, yes, yes, I will email you later. And of course, Google became my friend, you know. But I felt that imposter syndrome, that I'm not really good. I'm not good enough to do it. It's not my place. But I found that the most interesting thing is for anybody that is trying to achieve, or for entrepreneurs or even leaders, is going into the unknown and coming back with the known.
Wow. So
Get that?
go in, you may have your doubts,
Yes.
but then conquering and then achieving and then going into leading. And when we come back, we're going to have a short break. And when we come back, we're going to talk to you about leading. Because as you say, there's that coming up against the hurdle, overcoming the hurdle, and then leading the race. And we're going to talk to people about what you do and how you have become the leader of your own race. See you after these few moments.
You dropped your lipstick. You didn't need the lipstick. Forget it. See, I tell you, with the TV, I tell you, it's mad, isn't it? Quick, quick, run, run, run. Ah! How is this person? It's not allowed to go easy. Ah! How long is the break? Just minutes. See this food. Taking pictures.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. And today we're talking about women being in focus and, yes, having it all. I say unapologetically, you should strive to have whatever makes you happy, and don't be limited by your gender. Don't be limited by what people say about your gender. Don't be limited by cultural restrictions and barriers, what people say you should do because you're of a certain persuasion. And today we have the amazing Dr. Pauline Long in the studio, and she's talking to us about feeling inadequate but overcoming that, rising up to the challenge. Nothing is ABC nowadays. You will come across challenges and hurdles, but it's about the process of straddling that hurdle, rising up to the challenge as well. You get the knockdowns, but it's about standing back up and how you stand back up. Whether you do it slowly, fast, with help, without help, and then conquering and leading. So, first of all, Pete, you spoke about your studios, but apart from the studios, tell us some of your other entrepreneurial gains and wins. So, what else do you do in business?
Well, so I'm in the film industry, and so I direct, I produce, I also do consultancy. I have, clients that I look after in terms of, PR, and also I'm into property, and I do a lot of other interesting things. But what I want to mention is you talked about falling.
Yeah,
mistakes. And mistakes. And I think that a lot of times we have been taught to guard ourselves against failure and against falling. We've been brought up to think that failure is a bad thing.
Conditioned to think that it's a bad thing.
So with my two children, my son's 19 going to 20, my daughter is going to be 17 very soon. I have taught them that it's okay to fail.
Wow.
as many times as possible, because from every failure you're picking a piece of success from every failure.
And you're learning.
And that's where I am now. I've had so many failures, and it's never written on your forehead. You know, when you go on stage to speak about your success, people need to know that behind that success there has been a stream and a long line of failures, you know, so many challenges, that
A lot of no's as well. A lot of
so many
rejections
challenges,
and no's.
yes, and rejection.
Rejections.
And then I always say that one day you will wake up and realize that your vision was actually bigger than the rejection.
Powerful.
Mm-hmm.
So now, apart from the studios, you've mentioned helping other people with their PR. As a tip out there, what would you say are maybe 3 common mistakes people make with regards to their PR and their personal, let's say, the way that they package themselves for the public? 3 common mistakes, especially maybe for women of colour.
I think the number one thing is not being yourself.
Not being authentic.
You should just be yourself regardless. Even if the people are coming and they don't like you, they don't like what, you know, how you look and how you speak, your accent, whatever. Don't worry about that, because if you are going to fake who you are going to forget it the next minute. Whereas being yourself doesn't take so much effort. You don't have to remember, and it's so easy.
So you don't need to fake it to make it.
Yeah, don't fake it. Don't fake it. Don't fake it.
You can improve on it, polish it, but don't fake it.
Yeah, I know this is a common phrase that people say, fake it till you make it. It is so wrong when it comes to trying to brand yourself and the PR. If you're a polite person, why do you want to start shouting and always, you have to remember, okay, so this is the place I am. Okay, so I'm going to pretend and maybe I'm that shouty person. No, but whereas that's not you. Just it's so easy to just be yourself. And I'll tell you, a lot of people that have made it have just made it through being themselves.
Being the authentic
Being
self.
themselves. That's it.
And again, I see a lot of people listening to those pretentious gurus who sit down in hired homes and with fake teams and paying them loads of money. Do you think, and do you see that quite often, people trying to spend money on people who they expect to make them a certain way?
That's where you end up with a wet pillow in the night.
And not for good reasons, a wet pillow, crying.
Because you're going to be left with a huge debt, because
okay, that's true.
You're trying to impress people that are actually just want you without impressing them. They just want you.
Remember that.
You know, they just
anybody
want you.
who has followed you, who's looked out for you, it's because of what you hold.
Yeah.
Not because of what people have slapped on you or slapped around you. So try to remember that. And if you are spending money trying to make yourself into something you're not, you're going to be lining the pockets of those other people and leaving yourself quite hollow, because you're not being your authentic self.
Yes, absolutely. And it's about everybody's taken. Just be you. Everybody's taken. Somebody out there is looking for you. You.
Exactly.
Can you imagine? Somebody out there is looking for Jennifer. Honestly, how beautiful you are. Do you know what I mean?
Even with tube makeup and rushing sweat. Yes, I'm here.
Yes.
But let's focus on leadership. And with these challenges, we've seen the challenges through COVID.
Yes.
Once again, for those women who are out there saying, look, it's easy, you've made it. I'm still trying to manage my little enterprise, or package my ideas, execute my plans, lead my teams, and from working from home to having resources let you down, or even increase costs on resources. What tips do you have for those women out there who are struggling in leadership roles?
So first of all, there's no such thing as you've made it. It's every day is a continuous progress. Where you are today, it's not really where
it's not the end of the road.
It's not where you set out to be. Where Bill Gates is not where he set out to be. He's still going. Where Stephen Bartlett is, By the way, I watched him the other day, Diary of a CEO. I went to watch him live.
Wow.
Where he is, even though he's very successful, the youngest Dragon's Den, that's not where he set out to be. Where, Jennifer, where you are now, that's not where you set out to be. So nobody should say, you've made it, you've arrived, you know? And so I would not always look at the challenges. I would look at, where do I want to be tomorrow? Because it's one day at a time.
Yeah.
You know, where do I want to be tomorrow? And do I have this shelf where I've got these goals? You know, do I have my goal shelf where I put everything that I want to do, and I just go there and pick what I want to do and pick it. The ones that you ignore, obviously they're not keeping you awake in the night, so leave them there for a while. The ones that are keeping you awake in the night, the same idea, the same things, the same
passion.
strategies that you want to do every day, and they're keeping you awake, and they're still in the shelf, and they're staring at you, and they're begging you, please, Jennifer, pick me up. Pick them up and just do. Just don't talk about doing it. Don't talk about your dream. Don't talk about your goal, because people talk. There's some people I know 20 years ago, they were talking about doing something, and they're still talking about it when I meet them, and I'm like, just not shut up. No.
Get it done.
Just go and just do. Just do. I think there's no secret to it. There's absolutely no secret. Okay. You know, just do.
So we're going to take another very short break, and when we come back, you're going to be telling us all about what's happening for you going forward in the future, and how people can get hold of you, support you, and some of your amazing projects. So see you in a moment. Welcome back, and today we're talking about women, focusing on women, celebrating the 1st of March. International Women's Day is in this month. Very important that you begin to think as a woman about embracing your true self. And today I have an amazing leader, mother, entrepreneur, philanthropist, Dr. Pauline Long. So, talking about the philanthropy, some of your projects are just really amazing, and it's not fly by night, here today, gone tomorrow. It's about the sustainability of some of your projects alongside the businesses. The sanitary towel project, the women supporting women. Tell us more about them. People might think, oh, you're just doing one thing, media. Let them know about the actual community things that you do, not just here in the UK.
Yeah, so actually, I think philanthropy is my thing. Of course, you know, to give back, you've got to make the money. That's how I'm an entrepreneur. But really, I would thrive by saying I'm a philanthropist. And my foundation is the Pauline Long Entrepreneurship Foundation. And so we're currently in 6 African countries, and of course in the UK as well. And what we're focusing on in African countries, especially in Malawi, is paying school fees for orphans. And so we've paid school fees for orphans in the Congo. We've done Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Malawi, and so around 150 altogether.
Children.
Yes,
Brilliant.
yes. And of course, we will need support as well because I cannot do this myself all the time. So, yes, so education is key for us at the foundation, but also very important, supporting elderly women. So, for instance, in Kenya, we have just over 60 women that we supply basic needs for every month.
Wow.
You know, you're not when they're in the village and they're old and, you know, we get a team to visit them, but also supply, you know, like just daily basics like sugar, flour,
Basic
you know,
staples.
yeah. And then, you know, as well the youth. And so we also have the Pauline Long football tournament, which is in Malawi and in Kenya,
Wow.
where every September they do a football tournament. So we encourage the youth to become leaders, to become whatever, because sports is a way to
Yeah,
get
it's a
discipline.
team sport, but
So
discipline, yeah.
so and very interesting, it's not just the young men, it's the young females as well. And so it's very, very empowering.
Oh.
And so with the foundation as well, we do the For Me, For Her sanitary pads campaign. It's so we encourage women that when you buy a pack of sanitary pads for yourself, think about that woman, the young girl who cannot afford. Because what I found out that in Malawi, I actually had a letter from one of the headmasters from one of the schools in the village telling me that the girls miss school, going to school when they're
Yeah.
on their periods,
Yeah, because-
and because they haven't got the sanitary pads, so they miss education. So I thought this is not right. Keep the girls in education. So we started this campaign,
Right.
and of course I kick-started it by providing sanitary pads to 600 girls.
So,
But it's a campaign that's ongoing,
if
and I need
people
people
want to
on board.
support you, how do they support you?
So
Or how can they contact you and support you?
they can contact my team at info@paulinelong.com, but also all of those channels, the For Me, For Her, the foundation, everything has a website, and also on social media. I'm very social on social media. I've recently just joined Instagram. That's Dr. Pauline Long Official, I think. Yes,
Oh,
I
yeah,
think that's what it is.
we'll
Yeah,
find
follow
you.
me on Instagram.
We'll find you.
The one with the official, because I'm just trying to use
Correct.
it and interact with everybody. And because I think that, yes, alone I can do all these things, but with so many people we can achieve more, a lot more.
Exactly.
And then also in terms of the Women Appreciating Women organization, which is currently now in over 150 countries, we bring all these women together to support each other, to appreciate each other. And this year, what we're doing, actually, we're not giving awards. We're doing a big ceremony.
Wow.
No awards, no speeches. We're just inviting women to meet, eat, collaborate.
Collaboration
MEC.
is king.
MEC. Meet, eat, collaborate. There's no awards this year. Sorry, guys. It's the first time I'm saying this, and it's live on air. So, you know, I mean, we do the Hall of Fame every year. We honor about 150 women. This year, we just need a cuddle. We need every woman to come together, embrace one another, and just have a drink, eat, and come on, collaborate.
I must say, time has gone,
Yeah.
and thank you so much. This International Women's Day, and I mean it, this year, given what we've been through, I will implore all of you women out there to reignite the spirit of sisterhood. It's really important. As women, we hold the keys to the world. We determine how we procreate. And therefore, we have shown during the pandemic that we are leaders. The countries that came out best during the pandemic were led by women. So, Dr. Pauline, thank you for coming on to help me start the kickoff for International Women's Month. Not just a day, the whole month I'm going to be celebrating.
Thank you for having me. Oh my God.
Yes, lovely. And thank you for staying tuned and watching me sweat all over the table because I was late due to the London Underground, but also take care of yourself and be safe. And if you can't be safe, be careful.